Hello everybody. This is Dr. Apurva Maheshwari. I secured an All India rank of 143 in this NEET PG, and here I am with a very honest attempt to share my tips and tricks and how I went about in this exam. I will start with a brief introduction. This was my internship attempt, and I come from a private medical college, and I was somebody who was very studious, and I used to study my standard textbooks religiously. And I do feel that that had a great role to play, because when you have a strong grasp of concepts, when you add factual knowledge to it, things become more meaningful, and you don't have to just have a lot of space for out knowledge. So anybody who's in first year, second year, third year, final year watching this, try to have a good grasp of concepts, because that is going to help you tomorrow when you prepare for any exam. So that is what I think really worked for me. And I feel that there are 4 pillars to this exam preparation. The first pillar being revision, and that I don't think anybody would deny that it is an extremely factual exam, and the more times that you revise your content, the better you're gonna get, right? And I don't think that you need to read the same things from a lot of resources. Stick to one resource. However, you should have the ability to concise the notes, so the next time that you read it, it should take you lesser time. What I did was I referred to the rapid revision. Okay, during my first read, I highlighted whatever I felt was important. During my first revision, I would still highlight more the things that I thought were volatile, and I would forget whatever was very, very factual, and the numbers that I would add to my choti copy. And subsequent revisions would be easier and less time consuming. That is how I went about it. So revisions are a must to do tool when it comes to NEET PG preparation. And what I used to do, because GTs were very important to me and they play a huge role in my preparation, and you believe it or not, they really affect your confidence. So right before my GT, I used to always go through my choti copy, so that at least the factual things are covered, because concepts you can remember for long, but to remember factual things is difficult. So if I used to do that, then my GT score used to automatically improve, and I used to feel automatically better about myself. So that's how I went about revision. What I would say is you should do one good first read, and you should be able to do 3 revisions before your exam. And because of how postponement occurred during our times, we were able to get a lot of revisions in, and I think that is the reason for the rank boost that has happened this time. The second pillar that I think, and I genuinely feel is, I think, the most important pillar is MCQ solving skills. The kind of exams that we're getting now aren't straightforward. You're not getting one-liners anymore. You have to apply your knowledge, you have to apply your skill, you have to apply your clinical acumen, and that only comes with practice. The more the MCQs that you solve, the more that you're gonna get that. And you have to understand the psyche of the quizzer. You have to understand where he can trick you, and that would only come with the attempting USMLE type questions, long stem questions, clinical questions, right? So that is how you should go about it. It's very, very important to develop MCQ solving skills, and that will only come by doing practice. I think what I used to do is that I used to solve at least 100 questions. I used to solve 50 questions in the morning, 50 questions in the night. I used to make mixed bag custom modules, or a custom module of whichever subject I'm reading. And I would put certain tags. I would put NEET, INI, slides, clinical, and image based. And I would do this very religiously, and I think that it really worked for me. I think Marrow has the best QBank of all apps, and I can't really say for the videos, but for Marrow, I think there is, for questions, I don't think there's any alternative than Marrow. So for QBank, everybody should refer to Marrow hands down, because it's the most reliable one also. The third pillar is temperament, and I think that played a very, very important role in this exam, because everybody who goes to give NEET thinks that the paper will be one liner and easier and easy sailing, but it wasn't the case. This paper was very much like INI. So I had to make the transition while attempting the questions, that I have to stop considering it to be a neat paper, and I have to think in this paper like an INI paper, that I will have to take educated guesses. I will not get questions right in a row. So temperament is very important. Keep your calm. This exam is not the end all and be all of your life. You will be okay regardless, and keeping that calm is going to help you throughout the exam, because if your one section goes wrong or doesn't go as per your expectation, it should not reflect on the other question, because at the end of the day, a tough question and easy question carry the exact same marks. So you should not end up doing an easy question wrong because of a tough question. Okay. The fourth, which I think really helped me, was the ability to catch buzzwords. Like, there was a question on endometrioma. By the way, I attempted second shift, which had it had a lot of radiology stuff. कि T1 में ऐसा होता है, T2 में ऐसा होता है, which really was like Greek to me because I couldn't really figure it out. However, it had one, there was a mention that the pain increases during menses. So that was enough to clinch the diagnosis, because I couldn't think of anything else in which the pain increases during menses. So I had to go with that, and it worked for me. And that is what I think should be done. And there was the copper deficiency question, in which I knew that which had a presentation like scurvy. So I knew that vitamin C and copper both are involved in collagen synthesis. So I took an educated guess that it could be copper deficiency. And so that is how it helps. You have to take educated guesses, and you have to catch buzzwords. So that is something that you should try to build. Now, resources, I think everybody thinks that resources are very important. However, I do not feel so. I think every resource more or less has the same to offer. I think doing what I can add is that everybody should do BTR. It is a great resource. It's a great way in which ma'am has consolidated everything that is important, and she has brought it all together. But I do not think that you should only do BTR. I don't think that is suffice. I think rapid revision complemented with BTR is the right way to go about it. The resources that I used were, I did for anatomy, I did Bhatia's rapid revision. For physio, I did Prep Ladder's rapid revision. For biochem, I only did BTR and bonus BTR because it wasn't the strongest suit of mine, and I thought that this is one subject that I can be a little lax with. And thankfully everything in the paper came from this, from BTR only. For Path and Micro, I did Preeti ma'am, and I highly recommend her because she's done such a good job. It's super concise, it's super crisp, it's very nice. For Pharma, I did GRG sir's notes, and I did the compiled module of BTR, which I think is really, really well done. Then for FMT, I did BTR plus bonus BTR. ENT Ofta, I did Maro rapid revision. PSM, I did from Prep Ladder's faculty. I think she's damn good. And she used to also take YouTube sessions, which were very, very high yield towards the end. So I used to attend them. For medicine, I did Marva sir's rapid revision. Surgery, Rohan sir's rapid revision. Ops, I did from Marrow, but I do think that Deepti ma'am is a better teacher, and her notes are more crisp. So I think that's a personal choice, whatever works for you. Peds, I did from Marrow rapid revision. Ortho, Marrow rapid revision. Psyche, I did from Praveen sir's rapid revision because my psyche was not really that good. So that, and then I complemented that with BTR. Radiology, the OG queen, Zanam ma'am, nobody else. Anesthesia derm, I did bonus BTR. I did not refer to any other resource. And I would like to give a shout out to the integrated module. I think it's really well done. It's very nuanced, it's very good. It has all the most important things, and integration is the way to go. So you have to do all subjects together, because when you get a question, you're not going to know is it from micro or patho or medicine. It's going to come like that. So you have to develop that integrated approach. Now, yes, so I already told that BTR I think is a must do, but I don't think it's enough. However, it really helps, right? So I think the biggest asset of BTR is not really the PDFs. I think it's the testing discussion, which really worked for me also, because I was used to the lengthy questions and long stem questions and clinical questions, and that acumen I developed only due to BTR. So I think you should do it. And I also feel that Zena ma'am has that knack of predicting questions, and the knack of like having that instinct ki this can come, and many times that works for her, so you can just trust her blindly on that. And yeah, that is how I went about it. I think everybody at the beginning of the preparation should take a baseline GT to figure out where they stand. When I took my baseline GT, I think that I felt that I would sail only with rapid revision. However, that is your choice how you want to do it. If you think that no, I want to I want to do main videos and I have enough time and I will be able to compile it, you should go with that. Each of their own, whatever works for you. You should be okay with trial and error also a little bit. You can't just follow somebody else's path. You have to build your own path. And some things work for some people, other things don't. For instance, pearls never really worked for me. However, other people considered it a great resource. So whatever works for you, figure that out for yourself. And remember that GTs. So GTs I used to take fortnightly, and I was very regular with it. And but GT really truly are never a reflection of your exam. I know so many people who used to get great ranks in GTs, and unfortunately they couldn't do so well in the final exam. GT should be like a self-assessment tool to understand which subjects are strong, which are weak, where are the places that you lack at, and the things that you get wrong in your GTs, you shouldn't be getting it wrong the next time. So what I think the right way to go about is give your GT that day, review it that day, and khatam. Okay, don't take stress on that day much. And if you can make a mistake notebook, that'll be great. It didn't work for me, but if that works for you, amazing. Okay, if you're somebody who really is bad with accountability, a lot of people post their timetables. A lot of teachers such as Preeti ma'am and Nikita ma'am and Zena ma'am make timetables for you, so you can follow it. Or if you want to follow a test and discussion schedule, that is also great. I think the DAMS test and discussion is amazing. It's it's par excellence, it's pretty good, so you can follow that. Then have faith, manifest. There is no such thing like private and government colleges anymore. Everybody has the same resources, and just have trust in yourself. It's not undoable if you just have honest, your efforts are honest and you are consistent, you are going to be able to crack it. I have no doubts in my head. And छोटी कॉपी कैसे बनाना है? छोटी कॉपी, what you can do is that what I did was that while I was doing my revisions, anything that I found extremely volatile and which had numbers in it and it was factual, I just added it to my choti copy. Like, I'll give you ophthalmic example because it was a subject that I didn't like much. I could never remember the layers of the retina. I could never remember the layers. I could never remember the lasers, and I could never remember what to do in endophthalmitis and panophthalmitis and retinoblastoma, what procedure to do. So that all I added to my choti copy. And so that was it. I think you should do one good revision, one first good read, and then you should be able to do at least 3 revisions before your exam. And all the best. I think everybody is gonna do really well, and all the best for your exam.